Welcome everyone to another Customer Corner discussion with Apps Associates. I'm Dusty Knight, the Vice President of Marketing Alliances here at Apps Associates, and I'm delighted to have with me today Sumeet Paul. So Sumeet, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Dusty. My name is Sumeet Paul. I was the CIO at a leading global manufacturer of wireless technology solutions that help customers stay connected and productive in their own roles. My role was to oversee the company's IT strategy and ensure that our technology infrastructure supported our business objectives.
Great. So when we started working together, tell us a little bit about the challenge that you were facing that we worked on.
So we had a lot of issues around location of our data centers. Our employees and our customers were spread around worldwide, but because of the size of the company, we were restricted to having very small, very limited in-house data centers. And so we had to run Oracle E-Business Suite in an on-site hosted solution with limited backhaul. We had a need to move from those limited data centers to something more modern, large-scale, and cloud-based to give us the flexibility and performance we needed to keep up with modern requirements.
Yeah, it's a common concern that we hear from many of our customers today. But what did you decide to do?
So we had decided several years ago that we wanted to try to move from our on-site data center into some form of cloud-based hosting or cloud-based e-business suite capabilities. And we need to make that transition very, very quickly. We had about 9 months to pack up our systems and migrate them from what we had to whatever our location of choice was moving forward. We had to cut costs as well as migrate functionality while retaining capability for all of our international locations. We did not have time to do a full conversion of our e-business suite to Oracle hosted solutions. And so we needed something that could transition our existing versions of Oracle EBS without having to go through a redeployment or deployment of a new ERP system. So that's when we chose Apps Associates. You've been one of our long-term partners who had been providing us with lots of Oracle support and capabilities. And we looked at you as a low-cost provider to give us a low-risk solution to migrate our solution to the Oracle Fusion application.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We appreciate you as a customer, and we appreciate our relationship over time. So in working with Apps Associates, can you provide a little bit more clarity on how we landed on the solution that we did together?
Yeah, Apps was extremely transparent and very efficient with giving us options of how we could migrate both to Oracle and to Oracle's competitors for hosting our EBS solution. This allowed us to make choices that did not require us to commit to Oracle long-term and allowed us to pick the most aggressive pricing, including, in this case, one in which Oracle was the lowest cost option moving forward.
So the question everyone loves to know the answer to is, how did the project go? How did you feel about the project in the end?
So the complexity of this project was quite intense, and I worked with Apps Associates to put together a very aggressive, or maybe artificially aggressive timeline to ensure that we had plenty of extra time available to deal with issues after we made the deployment or after we began the deployment. That being said, the project went very smoothly. We went through our alpha and beta deployments without hardly any issues. The planning, the team integrations, and the working with our in-house employees went very, very smoothly. In the end, we had an onshore project manager that kept everyone accountable, focused, and hitting all of our deadlines, including folks internal to our company and keeping them accountable. Risks were clearly communicated, and we were able to address and tackle those immediately. Our final cutover was planned several months in advance, and the team hit it to the hour of planning. And we were able to complete it within the weekend that we had scheduled, which would be 3 actual days. The risks that came up during that weekend were handled because we had planned and experienced all of those in all of our alpha and beta sessions. And by Monday morning, everything was up and running in the new solution at the new location without any users on site knowing the difference. Considering that how complicated this was, it really was amazing that we were able to get this done on time with no actual issues. I'm very satisfied with the apps project team.
So, Sumeet, we understand that there were some special security considerations for this project. How were those addressed?
Thanks, Dusty. Yeah, we had some very restricted data as part of the transition of our e-business suite that met both the ITAR and other high security requirements. And due to the nature of the transition, we had to work with the Apps Associates team to make sure that the resources that were being utilized met the requirements for both ITAR and high security so that the data was left encrypted during the transition with only our employees having access to validate that information once the transition was completed. That went very, very well. And the team was able to stay on top of both monitoring data access and documenting who both touched the encrypted data as well as who was able to view the unencrypted data and being able to provide transactional logs of all of that data access. This provided us a significant amount of comfort that our data was both protected and met the requirements that we had to our customers. And I would highly recommend using them, and we are planning on using them moving forward for other similar projects.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear. Appreciate the teamwork and realize the complexity of that project. Now, so now that your environment is in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, so what's it like? What's it like after go live?
So I will say being an OCI does give us several capabilities, one of which is a common problem that I've had both at this location and in previous locations, where people tend to overplan their infrastructure, allocating far more capacity than is actually necessary. By being on OCI, it allows us to dynamically resize to fit our actual utilization as opposed to some artificially prescribed size that you don't realistically use 99% of the time. This has been quite a relief, both from a utilization and a cost perspective. And we've been able to reduce our downtime on a nightly basis in our ERP system due to the fact that OCI is far more stable and far greater capacity for backup transitions. One of our core reasons for wanting to move was that the capacity we had between locations on our internal network could not carry the capacity of data backups required in under 10 to 12 hours a night. Now on OCI, our backups take place in a matter of minutes. Our data backup retention at alternative locations take a matter of minutes. And this no longer bogs down our entire ERP system. So overall, all of our major offices worldwide see better performance from moving to a single server or single solution system in OCI than having to have redundant systems in multiple locations running worldwide in our on-site data centers.
Yeah, I love hearing all those benefits. So now that you are where you are, what's your plan with Apps Associates moving forward?
Like I said, I chose Apps Associates because I trust them and because they are capable of providing end-to-end technology specialization across multiple products, not just Oracle, but also Salesforce, integration, and data strategy. With this migration, they really put their money where their mouth was and delivered a difficult project on time with no issues. Further, Apps is also providing managed services to us after delivery, where they are monitoring and managing our Oracle Cloud Infrastructure systems 24/7, which has taken the burden off of my team and provided a huge relief to me that someone is able to actually manage these systems with the time and attention that they require. We treat them as an extension of our team, and this has reduced our dependency on hiring hard to find technical resources and has freed us up to focus on innovation rather than keeping our lights running. This is very important for a small, dedicated team such as ours. I see us continuing a long-term partnership with apps, and I'm looking forward to having them help us map out our migration to Oracle Fusion in the future, as well as help us migrate to newer versions of Oracle E-Business Suite prior to migration to Fusion. And so finally, I'd like to thank the whole apps associates and Oracle teams that have helped make our company a success.
Yeah. Actually, thank you, Sumeet. Thank you for working with us on this project. Thank you for having that trust in Apps Associates and in Oracle to be able to solve your business problems. We really appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone watching today. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. We'll call that a wrap on this discussion, but we look forward to speaking with you about your organization's needs and how Apps Associates can help bring solutions like this to you. Have a good day, everyone.